Good morning, this is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. Today is next December 30th, one day before the end of the year, and I want to show you what I'm looking at. Market looks really good today. You can see everything is showing green right now, which is different from yesterday. But what I'm looking at are some of my high risk plays are looking really good. My Rocket, it's okay. It's not that bad. But I'm looking at some of these high risk play. QS went from maybe 120 and it dropped down to like 95 yesterday. I added another play. I added another debit spread for. Oh no, I think I did a cash secure put, or I don't remember, but I did something where it's a put where I'm selling a put for $40 strike price. So that looks really good to me. My lemonade looks really good. Riot looks good. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do today. Load up my ETrade. You can see Riot. Riot was a move that I did yesterday. I moved this from $12 strike price. This is a cash secure put. I'm going to see what else I can do. I moved it yesterday. I collected the difference between the cost of closing it to 45, and you can see it's already worth 10. So what I want to do is let's roll it one more up. It's $17 today. You can see that right at 17. I can move it to a $16 and make more money. Now, are there risks? Well, absolutely there's a risk. But do I have a way out of it? Of course I do. I can always roll back down and push it out 1 week for next week. But for today, I've been riding this thing every day. Why not do it again? And there you go. The trade went across. Oh, I'm sorry. I put in the order. Trade didn't go across. Let's see what happens. And there you go. My Riot just went across. So I closed it out for 17 cents. And I moved it up one more dollar. I collected more premium. You can do the math. That's another 20 cents or $20 per contract. And I have 1 day of risk. Do I expect Bitcoin to drop? I just need it to hold up for another day and a half. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. And then when I roll it to next week, when there's weekend risk, remember, Bitcoins will trade over the weekend. It's possible Bitcoins can drop 2,000 or 3,000 in a weekend. So I'm going to play that very different. But for today, I'm just playing this every day, and I'll show you what I mean. I put on the filter, and you can see here's all my transactions. Look at today's date. You see that? 10 o'clock. It's just done 2 minutes ago. But what's fascinating is even yesterday, I was able to move it up, collect premium. And then I did that last week when it was going to expire worthless. You see that? I was able to roll this particular thing to this week, and I left it at $12 and collected another 39 cents. So what's amazing is because Bitcoin has been moving in one direction, I was able to move the strike price up from 12 to 14, and you see how I moved. It had almost no more value. 70% or 75% of the profit was made, so I was able to roll it to a 41 cents. And then the 14 one was already worth 19, so 50% of the value was gone. So I moved it up to a $15 strike price for 45 cents. And then today, another 50% it was gone because I closed it for 17 and I collected 37. Hopefully you see that. Will I be able to pull that off tomorrow? Let's find out. Let's find out. So let's explain why Riot is going up. That's a Riot blockchain. If you look at this here, overnight, Bitcoin is up $1,000. It hit 28,000. So that's a big move. And because Riot is a blockchain, they mine. It's kind of a weird company. I don't know if I want to ever own it, but the last week news was they bought more Bitcoin miners. They're adding more hash rate. So it's also correlated to the price. But so is things like some people say Square is that way, and PayPal, and some of those other companies that own Bitcoins. they also move in the same direction of what's going on with Bitcoin. So there's some interesting ways to play this in the market. So the next thing we want to do is let's see, can we clean up some of these positions. The SPY, I think we're going to need to close them and start rolling them or create new ones for February. Or maybe I did it like this. Maybe my original intent was $10 wide, $10 wide. It doesn't really matter how you look at it. So what I'm going to do is we got to end up closing them. So let's start with the one that I think will cost the cheapest. So you pick, I'll show you real quick what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hit the close button. And I'm going to pick $10 wide for both, and then we'll close them both at the same time. So if I pick the 410, I need to find the next one with the negative. So that's this one, and I'll also hit close. And it will give me a price here. And it will cost me about $11 to close this one, which is, right, times the commission, 24 bucks. So let's do that. We put in the order. I don't know what to go across, but I'm not worried about that. We'll just keep on putting in orders. If I got that one working, now what I need to do is pick the put side, and I can do something very similar. I can pick this one and this one and press close. That one's going to cost me 14 here. I can make it execute really fast just by hitting 1 penny up. But we'll just put it in for the midpoint for now, and then we'll move it $1 up if we need to. There you go. Both of these are still sitting there. So let's move it 1 penny. And you'll see that real quick. This one I'm surprised, but okay, it'll go now. It'll cost me $26 instead of 24. And you see the order in place. And you see that it got executed right away. I'm going to do the same thing, move this to a 15. So instead of costing me $30, oh, this one I may need to move it to 60 now. You see that? But it's okay. Let's just move 1 penny at a time, and we'll see what happens. Hit this, hit the refresh, and I think it went. But I'm not done yet because I actually have more SPYs. The buying power will get released as I'm doing this. So I want to close these out also. Now, there's one way you can do it this way, but sometimes it's hard to get the price you want because you see there's a wider gap, and sometimes it's just easy to just do it this way. It's a little bit easier to, because you're saying both conditions need to be met. Sometimes it's easier when you only have 2 conditions versus 4 legs or 4 conditions, and the combination of all 4 needs to be done. So if you see what I mean, let me just put in the other SPY real quick. I think I did the put leg. So let's do the call. And then you do the close button. This one will cost me $22. I don't really care. Don't worry about this right now. Because I already made money. Even though it doesn't look like it, we already made money on these. So we're closing them out. Okay, I'm going to move them all 1 penny. And there you go. Here's the transactions. And you see a whole bunch of sales. We closed them up. So now I can create some new ones. We'll go in here. First thing you notice is the buying power went up, which you expect because you closed the trade. Your profits are locked in. You realize them. It releases all your buying power back. Now I'm going to go back on. Let's create some new ones. Let me set this up so you don't have to watch this. So here's what I'm looking at. I'm going to collect about $100 per contract. The problem is I didn't have a lot of choices with the time frame. I already have a February 5th already. February 5th I already have one out there, which is 38 days away. So I'm going to do a February 19, which is 52 days away. What I'm going to do is add another $5 on the top side. And I will move this a little bit closer. So I am a little bit more risk here on the downside. And you see the width is about the same. So I'm just moving it more on the upside. Maybe what I should do is skew this to be, I'm okay with it hitting new all-time highs. Well, it's already 37. You see that? It's already 37, 30. Maybe that's already better. I mean, I don't know if I want to move it one more down. Let me try it. Let me try that. So what I ended up doing was there was a lot more room to move the bottom side. So I moved it from a 333 right here. The delta is a 14.7% chance. I moved it just $2 down to a 13 delta 6% chance because there was more room because of the dollar increments. On the upside, if you move, I didn't have a lot of room to do like a 402, 403 because I wanted to do a $10 wide. And you see here, so it gave me less choices. So because of that, I was limited in what I had as my options. So this is what I'm looking at. And because I closed 4 contracts today, I definitely have a lot of room to do. I can open three of them, which is not a big deal. I can collect the credit. Let's do 110. Let's collect some money here. I want to make sure I didn't do any mistakes. Preview, buying power. Here's the impact. It will reduce it back down. Before I started, I was in the 3,000s this morning, but remember I closed out 2 of those S&P ones. Let's create a new one. So I'm okay with that. Everything looks good. Let's put the order in. And here you go. Completed. So you see why recording is so hard. You got to wait for these things to go through, but I got it. I got my 107 maybe. So in the spreadsheet, here's my new one. I put it over here. So it tells me what I normally do. Obviously I didn't close it yet. These I think I closed today. I think I paid on average, one of them was like 40 something, the other one's 30 something. I don't remember exactly, but it was something like this. You know, you still make money, but it's not a lot of money. You see that? The profits were 40, 50%. I'm okay with that. These were super wide. These were 75. And then the last one I created was 72. And then the one that I just showed you today was 72. So the more narrow the width, the more premium you'll collect. Since we're here, let's see if we can fix the Visa one. This one's not going to be so easy. We'll close one side first. 13, that we can do. Let's see if we can actually do this. There's some weird numbers, which means there's no volume. We'll try something here. So now here's the problem. I did close Visa, one side of it, and you can see how much it's going to cost me, 170. So in this particular trade, closing it, I mean, in essence, what I'm going to do is I am going to close it for 170, but really what I'm going to do is roll it out. I'm going to try to move this up and roll it out and then create a new position. So that's how you manage this trade. So I'll show you what I mean. Hit the roll button. Now this, I'm going to need to test it. I may want to try rolling out 2 more weeks. And you see what I'm doing? I'm moving it $5 up. It says I can get rid of this or roll this and collect the net credit. If you don't know if it's going to happen, I'm going to start on the, I'm going to do it in mostly my favor. I may have to get rid of it for, I may have to pay money, but we'll see. We'll test this out real quick. I did the row. Let's see if it put in the order. This one, I don't think you're going to get rid of it and roll it for that cheap. It's going to, so you see what I'm doing? I'm going to start moving this closer to the mid. So let's go to 22. I'm just randomly picking numbers in between it. No science here. You can move it 1 penny at a time. If you do, you may be here all day watching me for the next 20 minutes. I know you don't want to do that, so we moved it to 22. Nothing happened there. I'm going to move it closer to, you see that? And it's changing. And you expect that. You didn't You didn't really expect it to go for the mid. I knew it was going to cost me something. I still may do it. Even if it costs me a few dollars, I may roll. Cost me a few dollars, and then, but we'll see. I have to test this out. The other option is not to move it $5, but roll it for a smaller change. So let's see if I can get this for 10, then we'll continue this trade. Okay, so this is the best way to explain what happened. You saw that I closed the put side. I then rolled the call, and you can see I rolled it up and out. I paid 13 debit because Visa is very close. It's at 218. You see that here? Visa is at 218 right now. So this is part of the problem. Visa moved up $4 today. And because of that, it's going to cost me a debit. So if you do the math, that already puts me down $27 per contract. Then what I have to do was, in order to pay for some of these moves, I then made this one much more closer. You see that? This was a 175, 185. I had to move it up $12.50, which is still 20. This is still 20. The put side is still $20 away from the current market price. So I'm starting to narrow the width of my iron condor, but I need to do that to pay for it and still try to get out of this trade without losing money. So there are ways to do that. Remember, you're trying to make money through the time decay. The SPY, you saw what I did. I was able to close all these, the January 22nd one, and I opened a new one here, and you saw that earlier today. And here's the price, so you can see everything. So you can see what I did to manage my position. You never know what's going to happen. When there are big moves, you need to fix it. I did do that weird Riot one. But again, I'm just trying to take advantage of the market moves. And we'll see what happens. I never know what's going to happen tomorrow. But hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you're able to apply some things you watch me do. And don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, comment below if you want to see something or you didn't quite understand it. The good thing about videos is you can watch different videos or you can replay this one back just to see what I did. My goal is to help you be more profitable. Remember, you can do this. We can do this together. As always, I try to do $1 at a time. My goal is always to make a small profit. You do it consistently over the year, you'll be fine.